Alright guys, so we're going to start with these ones today, the alchemy. There is a couple of different spreads you can do with this, but I haven't quite learnt them all. I do know that when you pull two, it's one is what you need to do less of, and the other one is what you need more of. Today I'm just going to shuffle, and whatever comes out, and we'll read them, I guess, and we'll see where it wants us to go, if they ever come out. Just one card, please, Spirit. Ooh. Just one card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. Huh, well that's convenient, isn't it? Okay, so on the bottom we have lunar and moon and a full moon, and that's exactly where we're going on the 29th, is the full moon, and it has really been the build up to this. The whole of July has been forcing us to really look deep, like really deep. It might even feel like it's turning our life on our, upside down on our head, like things might feel unjust, or you don't understand why things are happening. It's the moon, and it's also what stands behind the moon. The 4 other planets that were aligned is making us really look deep into what's going on in our lives, and it's trying to show us that it's time to rip out what's not working for us, and it's trying to show us what is. And when we know when something's ripped away and we don't understand why, or we don't understand why it's bad for us, or we don't understand why it needs to go, that's the lesson, what we've got to learn, and why the universe is trying to give us better. I think we always we stumble on why the universe does what it does, but we always come from the fearful and negative mindset of, like, it's bad for us, like if they're ripping everything away, how are we going to survive, or why is it doing what we're doing, why it's doing, it's stripping us back to so we can improve and be stronger. But we don't see it that way until much later on down the track. But we need to be coming from that perspective a lot sooner, I think, because it'll be easier to get through the lesson. Whereas we sit in so much hate and misunderstanding and frustration because we don't understand what's going on, and we don't accept it. We fight it. And if we just learned to say, okay, well, this is what's happening, this is what the universe is trying to show me, this is a lesson I've got to learn, we'd move through it and heal through it so much faster. But we don't tend to do that. We fight it. So we have here the darkening. So we'll have a look, I'll have a look, try and find it, and then have a bit of a read to see what it's trying to tell us here. So X11. Matter of finding it first, guys, so bear with me. It really is a really big book to go through. So it would probably be back in this part here. So I do wonder, if you're listening to this, if there's something you want to comment below, or if this resonates with you, if you could just hit the like button, so I know that, whoever's listening out there is, it's making sense to you, and, that these readings are coming for a particular person, even if it's just one person. I would really like to know below what you've been going through and if this is helping you. So the darkening, it is really making you look at the depth and the readiness to go forward. The alchemy, darkness is an achievement. It indicates that the material has been through its significant accuracy, sometimes called an experience. And it is, so we're basically, what it's saying is it means we're in the darkening. We've been through so many experiences, and what we're going through right now and what you have been going through in the last month is put you in the readiness state to move forward. It's put you into the psychic, like there's all different psychic layers, and it has been ripping them away and making you see things differently. Like it's really adjusted your soul. We admit who we are. We're fully ready, and we're ready to move on with this new layer bravely. So basically everything's been stripped away and you are ready. You're accepting, you know what, fuck it. I'm ready to accept who I am, what's going on in my life, and I'm ready to move forward and make these changes. So closing your eyes is a vulnerability expression of the darkness. By practicing it daily, we drop into the depths and surrender to it. As alchemist, eye adjusts, transforms, and begins. So you're going through this, you understand you're going through this for a reason, and you're ready to move forward and to make these changes, which is beautiful. So that's really good. Like the state that you're in, and that also with the moon energy here, the moon and the planetary actions have pushed you into being able to move forward. And you're ready for it. You're ready to accept who you are. You're ready to accept whatever happens. Whatever happens, happens. And you're ready to move forward with this energy. Beautiful. That's exactly where you should be. It's exactly where you should be. So that in itself is huge. The fact that you're ready to accept who you are, all the bad sides of you, the dark sides, the light sides, all of it is exactly where you should be and exactly what you need, where you need to be. Now, what are these things that you have to change? I'm not sure. Or what it is that the universe is asking you to look at, I'm not sure. So we'll have a bit of a look at these cards and see if anything comes out and see if this resonates. So what is it that this person has had to go through and to change? And what are they ready, what is it, what soul lessons are they ready to change? What lessons are they ready to learn, or have they learned? Where are they at? What is it they have to concentrate on? Okay, so pride, your pride. I'm going to take that. And intuition. Okay, so your pride. So maybe you had to work on arrogance, ego, and stubbornness, and the stress that brings you. Maybe the turbulence and the arguments that this pride and ego causes you. And in knowing your intuition. So maybe you've had to let go of a lot of your egotistical stuff here and your pride. But on the bottom it has chasing. So maybe this is what this is the energy that you have to change, like the pride and the ego that comes with the chasing feeling. Maybe you've realized that you being in the chasing energy isn't serving you any good, and that it's not going to serve you any good. And maybe you see that when you're in that energy, maybe you get called arrogant or egotistical or something like that. Or maybe you being in letting go of this chasing energy will bring you out of that egotistical mindset. Maybe you're stressed because it does cause you a lot of internal doubt, internal game playing. Like maybe you realize that you're a bit of a player, and you know people are intolerant to this. It causes a lot of tension and it causes a lot of arguments. So maybe you have to come back into find and balance your masculine and feminine energy here, and stop being in such a in masculine, and come back into alignment with both feminine and your masculine energy, because right now you're in a lot of ego energy. You're in a lot of masculine energy that is causing arguments and things like that. You need to get back into the yin energy and the feminine energy. Get out of this chasing energy. Stop being a player. Stop pursuing. Stop excuse me. Stop accepting and getting into or being a part of toxicity situations here. And I think your intuition knows this, like, you know, like you have so many arguments and so many breakdowns with things, you start to know what the issue is, and it's yourself. And I think that's where the darkening is ready. You're like, you know what, I do have these issues and I am ready to let that go. So yeah, that's a positive though, like accepting our dark and realizing, oh shit, yeah, I am in chasing energy, whether it's just energetically, or you just like a good chase, like you like the thrill of the chase, you like to be in that ego, you like to control where all your dynamics go. Yeah, and maybe the females or the very feminine energies that, you know, you chase or surround or that have been in your life are really over it. And that's causing the arguments. Maybe you're not having much luck with stable and long-lasting relationships here. Maybe that's, you know, it always causes arguments and things end quickly. Now, underneath intuition was beginning, so trying again, new direction and starting over. So 100% you know that this darkening that you're going through, you know you've got issues and you're willing to address them, which is beautiful. Your intuition is also is telling you to try again. Like, you know that you have to start over, because this chasing and pride shit just doesn't work. It's not even, it has caused you so much cloudy judgment. It's caused you so many issues here, like unbelievable arguments. You're so unbalanced, and when you're in that egotistical energy, you're so distorted. Like the amount of illusions like that you have, because you're in the pride and the chasing energy, like you're completely not seeing any situation as for it is. Like whatever energy you're chasing can see straight through you. So basically, you know that your time's up. Like you're in the darkening, you know it's time to change, because all your old patterns and all the toxic stuff you used to do is just not working for you no more. Yeah, foundation. You have to, well, maybe you're sick of being in this chaser energy and you want a family, you want security, and you want to be established. You want to rebuild or start building a permanent foundation here. Maybe you really are chasing that wholeness, that wanting security and family. You're so over being the chaser and so being, you know, over these situationships, these, you know, momentary fucking moments. Like you want something stable and something secure now. You want to start building your own family life. You know, you might want to start a family, or, you know, just get married, things like that. You want this solid foundation to start coming in. And you know what you have to fix and do to get to that, which is get out of this pride and ego and the pride, the ego, and the chasing energy, because that's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, and it's very exhausting. you'd be very exhausted with that kind of energy, and you're sick and tired. Like that, the pride and the ego and the chasing is exhausting. You just want your happy ever after here. So the stress and the feminine, like you're sick and tired of fighting with whatever energetic or, you know, energy you're bringing in here. You keep clashing the differences, the incompatibility, because you're coming in such ego and pride. Like you're not even in the right energy to start something stable in this foundation. Because you're coming from the wrong energy, and you now know this from the darkening and everything that's been happening over the last month in this hard month of July and all the planetary stuff. It's made you have this wake-up call. No, that's way too many. Oh my god, it was like half the deck. Okay, so intuition and new beginnings. You know intuitively that that's what you need to do, and you need to start over in a complete new direction. One card to confirm that, please, Spirit. Oh god, thank you, Spirit. All right, yes, okay. So finality, yeah. You know that this, the pride, the exhaustion, the chasing energy, the clashing, the fighting, the differences, the incompatibilities, you're over it. You're done. You're just like, fucking no more. You're over it. You want to start building an established family, security, like something solid and something worthwhile. You're leaving behind this chapter of being this, I don't know, player or chaser or game playing. Like you're leaving it all behind. So you've gone from the cloudy judgment, false illusions, unbalanced energy, and distorted energy into clarity. You're 100% now. Truth, intentions, and honesties. That's where you want to be to build this family dynamic, the security, the secure foundation. So this darkening and everything has made you really look deep and asking you what it is that you want and what you have to let go of, and you are completely ready to let go of all of this player shit and come into the steady foundation. On the bottoms is confessions, so maybe there's something or someone that you want to reach out to and say, like, you know, or maybe you're just ready to address any connection that comes to you and say, like, yeah, you in the past, this is what I was like, but this is what I want now. You're not afraid to pull off the mask. You're not going to bluff anymore. You're over that. You don't want to be bluffing anymore. You don't want to be in this energy. You want to be honest, real. You know, you want all of the change. You want all of everything to change. And that's beautiful. That's a really beautiful energy for you to be in. I guess what you've got to ask yourself now is, can you maintain this? Is this something that you can maintain? And are you going to slip back into your old habits, or is this something that you can maintain? And what is it that you've learnt, or what is it that, what energy is it that you've, or not energy, sorry, what lessons is it that you've learnt that are keeping you into this energy here? What is it that is going to keep you firm in this foundation? Like, what is it that you've learnt that's going to stop you from slipping? We have a few cards here. So, aggression, accelerate, ignite. Yeah, you're determined. You're ready to set this shit on fire. You're so ready to get rid of this player stuff. You're sick of being a bird stuck in a cage to this energy, or maybe you're sick of being percepted, seeing people perceiving you this way. Maybe you're trying to come out of this energy, and you know it's going to be a struggle because people only see you one way. They don't see you wanting this clarity and this foundation. Maybe they only see you in this. That's just who you've always been to the whole world. Like, that's the only side that you've ever showed. Maybe you've never showed, you know, the established side, or your clarity side, or the serious side of yourself here. Handcuffs. So you've definitely been stuck to this situation, 100%. So you're definitely in symphony, harmony, organized structure. You've definitely got a plan in place. Yeah, you're ready to show people that you're no longer in this energy. You're ready to bloody sing your song and have this bloody sympathy here. Symphony, sorry, not sympathy. And really just get to it. Like, you're not going to be handcuffed or stuck in this cage any longer. You're sick of being labelled this, and you're trying to, admit to this, and maybe you want those certain people you want to talk to. Yeah, you're ready to make a declaration about this. You're ready to sing from the rooftops here. You're 100% ready for this. Yeah, you do want unconditional love, romance. You want that soulmate. You want to be devoted, and you want to show your tender side. That's where you're at, and that's what this darkening has put you into. From out of this shit into this beautiful energy. So yeah, that's... I'm just trying to... On the bottom, maybe you've done... Library on the bottom, maybe you've done some kind of... Maybe you've been listening to audiobooks, or going to... Maybe you've been looking into those resources of how to get out of that energy too, and how to not slip back. Maybe that's how, you've been working on acquiring knowledge on how to do these things. Yeah, tools. So maybe you have been going to the library, or maybe not, just in that energy of acquiring all these tools and knowledge here. You've been going to the community, you've been persisting the stamina, and you've been mindful and hardworking on coming from this player energy into this, you want your solid foundation, family and security. And you've got the Phoenix energy here. Like, you are ready to roll. Like, you are ready to roll. Like, nothing is going to stop you here. You feel like you're in this place of change. You feel that you're ready for this, but I don't know if you've had the test. A lot of us are going through tests at the moment. We think that we've done the work, and or we have done the work, but we haven't been put underneath the pressure or the test to see if we falter back, or if we've learnt enough to go forward and push forward. So, hold up. I've got a couple of cards here that have fallen out. Ugh. So, fireworks, excitement, enthusiasm, joy. So, you're 100% ready for this. You're ready. You're so passionate about this change. Like, you really are ready to let go of all the troubles, all the emotional stress, all the strain of this player energy. Like, you're 100% ready to let all of that go. Like, you're over it. You're fucking done. You're so passionate about this Phoenix energy, and to be loved and to love the right way. Like, you are so determined, and like, you just, right now, your mindset, you are unstoppable here. Yeah, you've put yourself together. You're ready to have your personal expression, which is you in this loving form, not the player energy. You're ready to attend to detail here. You're ready to do whatever it takes to get to this. You're ready to, maybe you are very ready to understand or move forward with, you know that you might falter, and you understand that, and you understand that's normal, and that's okay, but you're willing to still push through and be persistent with this Phoenix energy to get what you want. Because on the bottom here, we've got rings. So maybe you are really looking for a strong connection here. You are looking for a partner. You're looking for like-minded people, commitment, engagement here, like soulmate. Like, you are chasing your soulmate. You want a Phoenix and have this solid foundation to find your soulmate. And on the bottom here, we have home. So 100% you're ready for this. But I still feel that there hasn't been a test. Maybe you haven't come into the energy of meeting somebody new and having this test, but you're ready for this test. You're 100% determined. You want them to bring it on. This darkening energy has made you a force to be reckoned with. Like, you genuinely, really, you're wanting this test because you're wanting to see where you're at. And if there's any improvements and things like that, you're ready for it. You want to. You're so ready. Any more cards, please, Spirit? One more card to confirm the rings and the heart and home. One more card, please, Spirit. Okay, maybe that's it, guys. It doesn't want to shuffle once more. If nothing else comes out, then... Oh, there we go. Again, library. Yeah, you're definitely in the mindset of an acknowledgement in studying, in knowing that you've got your ducks in a row. You've got your ducks in a row. You're ready for this test. You're ready for, you know, you feel like you have done all the work that you need to do, and you're ready for this test. You're ready for the next stage. You're ready for the test to see if you're out of this and in this. You're 100% ready and waiting. Yeah, Knight. So you are very confident. And your fighting spirit, you're just so ready for this. You are determined. Like, you're coming in like nothing's stopping you. You want this lesson. You want all of this to happen. Again, you're still tandem bike. Like, you really are. You really want togetherness. You really want to be aligned. You really just want to have harmony here. You really want to find that happy ever after. And that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So you fully realize that, you know, you're not perfect and you've done a lot of work on yourself. You're ready for these tests, and you acknowledge that, you know, you could falter, which is good. You do realize very muchly that you could come up and down in this energy, but you're so determined to do the right thing. You're like, I don't care if I falter, I'm just going to keep pushing, and I'm going to get to where I need to be. And that's beautiful. Like, you acknowledge that, you know, that there might be ups and downs, but you're ready to attack it. What is it that you've had, what shadow work have you had to endure and work through to get through this? I wonder if ego will come out. I wonder if anything's going to come out at this point. Oh, there we go. What have they had to endure through and work on to get to where they are now in this unstoppable mindset of they're ready for whatever challenges lie ahead to get the future that they want? Okay. Whoa. Okay. So you've definitely, on the bottom, you've worked through, you know there's trauma there, and you've been working through that trauma. Okay. So desire, okay, so you've been working through that. That would be the chaser and the ego. The grief, letting go of all of that too. The letting go of ego and the empowerment that it makes you feel. Letting go the desire of, you know, the grief of the desire of being desired, or that chasing energy. You do feel regretful. You have been regretful for past behaviors, and staying in it for so long. You've been staying in this energy for so long, and you're regretful about staying in that energy for too long. So that's what you've been also working on, as well as your trauma that, you know, that has caused you to be like this, I guess. What have you surrendered to? What is it asking you to surrender to? So if you're going through these tests and the test is coming, the candle's going nuts. So if you go through this test and something comes up, what is it that they may have to surrender to keep in mind that these are the issues that they might have to surrender to when their test comes. Okay, so keep in mind, when you have your tests, there's things that you might have to surrender to, and these things are some of the things that you may have to surrender to. Okay, letting go of jealousy and envy. So maybe because of the egotistical and the pride, maybe that causes you to go into jealousy and envy. Maybe that's something you've really got to keep an eye on, and something that you've had to work on in the past. Surrender to prayer. So speaking to spirit and to the universe. Don't be afraid to do that. Like when you have this when you have your moments or triggered moments when you go through the test, don't be afraid to ask the universe for this help. Let go of procrastination and laziness when it comes to coming out of that energy, which I think you already are. I feel like that's something that you've been working on because you have come so far. Yeah, because I feel when you were in the energy of laziness or procrastination, of letting go of that ego and the egotistical stuff, it's because you were always pointing fingers, blame and guilt here. But I think that's one of the biggest things that you've worked through here. Yeah, because you've let go of the negative patterns and habits here, which you've been working on so much, which you have been surrendering to trust, which has brought you forward so much into this. You've accepted what's gone wrong. And you do, exactly. It's exactly what I'm saying. You're accepting of who you are. You're accepting of your past mistakes, and you're doing you're busting your gut here to move on from these labels and things that you've been stuck in, the label of just being a player, and coming into wanting to the family and the foundation of it all. Yeah, exactly. Surrender to your soul's divine path, and that's what you plan. Path. I said plan. Path, but it says plan. It's exactly what you're doing. It's exactly what you are doing. So one more to confirm. Let go of negativity and patterns, which you are doing, because if you hadn't, you wouldn't have come this far. You have come so far. It's amazing. And just, you got the bull by its horns, and you're just ready. You're ready for this. You're ready for the change. You're ready for your time to start. You're ready for this to be over. You're ready for this. You're ready for your new beginnings. Just one more, please, Spirit, to let go of negativity and habits and patterns, just to confirm that. I need to go with that, please. Whoa. Okay, so letting go of your fear. Excuse me. Let go of your fear of letting go, which is what you've been working on. Beautiful. And that's what you've worked through with the darkening as well, and the moon energy. The fear of letting go of all these things and where it could take you. But you know, when you let go of all of this, that in which you have been letting go. But I said, as the test comes forward, remember those things you may have to surrender to. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. When you hit the test, this is when your true determination and your true work of self will be tested. Side door. So you know when this opportunity comes and the test comes, you're not going to sneak through this side door. You're not going to escape. You're going to stick with it. You're going to be determined, and you're going to stick with it, because when you do get tested, the echoes in your mind, the reflection, you know, the feedback that you get may be ugly because of your past stuff. Like people that you want trusting in you might say, well, hey, it's hard for me to trust in you because you've been this player for so long. So expect that, but don't run through that door. Do not escape, because if you don't push through, this is where the test is, where you're going to falter, or you're going to push through. And if you push through, you'll be understanding and compassionate to why they feel that way, as trust and, I guess, your reputation, you know, still needs to be worked on, for people to see the new you. But when this comes over you and you are brought down by the overwhelming feeling of the echoes and people's opinions, and you're feeling that escape, you need to sit in stillness. Sitting in stillness and realizing, hey, if people are going, I keep hearing, oh, if people are going to keep thinking this of me, then I'll just go back to it. No, that's what you've got to break through. And in the stillness, you need to work through that. You need to work through these echoes in your mind, because you are kind of to hit that junction of where what you want and all the hard work that you've done, people are going to question. And you remember, in that situation, you've got to sit with yourself and be understanding and compassionate to why they feel that way, and why they might second guess the changes that you're having. But stick with it and sit in stillness, because the only way that you're going to show people that things are changed is by being the change, and not faltering back to going back to the player because that's what they just think that you are. Because you're more than that. You're really going past it. And you, at the moment, exactly, you have the determination. That's twice now that we've had like fuel and kerosene. You are fired up about this. You really want change, and nothing's going to stop you. Like, again, intuition. Like, you know this is exactly what you want, and sitting in this stillness has even fueled that even more. You have shed the player thing. You no longer want anything to do with it. You've shed it. But now you're just coming into that test where people may second guess you. And that is where the test is important, to see how far you have come and how serious you are. And with all of those cards and everything that was just saying there, I really genuinely believe that you are fired up to push through it, to get this foundation that you want. I truly do. Determined. Told you. You have that fire in your belly. And that's beautiful, because that's what you need to push through these tests, and that's what you need to drive yourself forward to get out of these situations and build that foundation that you want. And the other card, Spirit. Maybe not. Maybe they just wanted to confirm that you were 100% determined. That was beautiful. Okay, we're not getting anything. Oh, no, there we go. Boundaries, yep. And that's what you're working on too, is boundaries, not slipping back into, oh, sorry, that's not boundaries, that's balance. So yeah, you are 100% determined. You are in that balanced energy of, I don't give a shit, like, test or not. Yes, I know the test is coming, but your balance and your determination here, you're determined that you're not going to falter here. And if you do, you're going to come back with vengeance. Like, you're going to come back. And you know you're getting tests. You know that you're going to get a test, but you're just like, yep, bring it. Yeah, limitless. You are in that point, and in that so hard into that determination, nothing's stopping you. You are limitless. Honestly, there's nothing. You are just that balanced. That's amazing. Like, you're just like, nothing's stopping me. The desire that you have to accomplish this is really speaking loud and speaking really strong. And just remember the desire to keep pushing through when the tests do come. Like, because that's when, obviously, when the test comes, yeah, is what, is where you really got to, is where you're going to shine. When you're in that test energy, your determination will shine. And the right energy you will fall in. The right energy you will align with. Oh. card, please, Spirit. They also got to be mindful what may be triggering here. Again with the triggers. Yeah, what a... again, every reading, the last 3 readings, reality check and shifting blame, and healthy love. Again, those 3 have come out in all 3 readings that I've done recently, that you are so ready to shift these boundaries. This is, the last month has been a reality check, and nothing's going to stop you here. A new beginning. The determination for this new beginning is so strong. Okay, control disguises care. Now you are in, so right now your mindset is so balanced and you are in control here. I do feel control disguised as care is something that maybe you suffered from in the past, but you're letting go of that, like your new beginning here. I also feel that this might be what comes back as the test. People saying, you know, that you get control and you have to control the situation here because of your previous patterns. So, and the next card is assumptions. And that's where this is coming into it. People are still assuming and having assumptions that you're still this person. So that is really just confirming that when this test comes in, be really, really prepared for people to say that to you. But keep on track, because this is where you're at. You're at the new beginning. You've had this reality check. You're shifting blame. You know that you're to blame here. And you're looking for this healthy love. All right? That's where you are. But this is the test that's going to come in. Maybe people are going to say, look, prior you're very controlling of the situations, and they're still going to have those assumptions. But I do feel that you're still going to stay in your determination to prove them wrong, because something has genuinely and truly shifted in you. Yeah. Falling out everywhere. Hang on, guys. Nothing is actually falling out, but these are so slippery that, yeah. Okay. They wanted to come out. It was protection and guidance that wanted to come out, but didn't actually come out. Healthy love. Do we have one card for healthy love, Spirit? Yes. Okay. Yeah, okay, 2. Righto. So, as I said, you are in that, you're so determined for this healthy love. You're so determined that you've done the work for this, and you're so ready for your tests. Now, your perspective has completely changed, like I said, from that player energy to wanting your foundation. And you're going to protect yourself, and you're protected from the universe with this. So stay strong when this test comes in. You've got this. Feel secure in your strength and your resilience. You have the power to overcome these challenges, and the challenges will be your test. You've got this. You're so strong. I can feel your strength. Every time I say strength and determination, I get the goosebumps, because I can feel how determined you are to get this future that you want. Okay, 1 card for the test coming from control, people thinking you're going to be too controlling, and the assumptions that you haven't changed from this energy. Oh God. Just 1 card, please, Spirit, to confirm, please. I don't want to. Being fussy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ugh. Okay. 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 Yep. Oh shit. Okay, hang on. So when they come in with these assumptions of what you were like in the past, it could very well trigger your anger here because you've worked so hard, okay? So be prepared that these assumptions of what you were like in the past and what you're still like could trigger your anger. Now, if this is the case, you need to step back. Remember, solitude, stillness, and come into your strength. Stay in your strength. Push this anger away and stay in your strength, because the only way that you can change this point of view, if they're interested in even seeing that this point of view is changed, is your patience. You have to be patient with these people and stay in your truth. Because when you're in your truth and in your patience and your strength, their insight will change. And you will see things differently as well. Your insight will change as well. But when you stay in your patience, your strength and your truth, things will start to change. Gratitude. You will find self-gratitude for yourself by staying in this energy as well, and you'll be grateful that you've been able to change enough not to go into anger and into these control things. You'll be so grateful to yourself and the universe that these insights of truth, strength and protection are keeping you in this new determination. So you're going to see that your strength, your truth and your patience are a blessing, and you're going to be appreciating that, because when you stay in that energy, you're going to prove that you're no longer this, and people, you know, they can stick their assumptions basically, because you're going to stay so strong in everything that you've done that these people aren't going to have anything to come back with, because you're staying so strong in that. You'll prove to them that even being tested, and when you're tested with this and when you do, if you are starting to feel that anger, like, you're going to step back because you know you have to surrender to certain things. Beautiful. You really are so determined. You really, really, truly are determined. But just remember, when that test comes in, to step into stillness, not anger, not any of that. And if you are triggered, that just means there's a little bit more work to do. But you've got it, because you've come this far. I have no doubt that you will continue to push through this darkening, because you're ready for that change. Your determination is just unbreakable right now. Beautiful. And I hope that you can remain in that energy. You know, come back, even if you have, you know, come backwards and forwards, but eventually you will stay in that strength and in that energy, and being determined with, you know, compassion, understanding, strength and truth. What a beautiful energy you come from. How beautiful is that? Like, that's something to be admired, to be able to stay in that energy. It's something to be admired. Yep, reflection. It's exactly what you've done. And while you've been in reflecting mode, and this is just another, this just confirms the other set of cards, reflection and grief. You really are truly sorry. You really are truly sorry for the player energy and the egotistical and the way that you've treated people. You truly are sorry. And it's caused you a lot of grief here. Like, your self-reflection, like, you have gone through a lot. You've been seeing yourself as other people see you. You know that you have these issues. You're ready to speak it. You're ready to do the self-love. You're doing the self-love. And you are going through, you have gone through, or maybe you're currently going through. I don't think so though. I think your reflection and the grief, this has really hit you hard. Really hit you hard. You are really truly sorry. for the way that you have treated energies that have been in your life. You know, the player energy, the hurtful energy, the egotistical stuff. You are truly sorry. And this is where this determination to get through this darkening to the other side is really, really strong. Like, your passion and your determination for this is, as I said, is really, really strong. So yeah, in reflection, you've definitely gone through grief and sadness here of how you've treated people. Your inner chaos has hit you hard from your past, and your past patterns and what you've done to other people had really, really hit you hard. And shame, you feel shame for it. You are genuinely have gone through, and still probably maybe every now and then it comes up, your inner chaos, looking at how chaotic your energy was to other people, to how you treated people, how you're perceived, is causing you a lot of grief and shame. And this is what this darkening has done, has brought you forward to accept this. You know this, and you've been working on it, and this full moon is the perfect time to release this. Like, you are generally really sorry for what you've done, and you're holding a lot of shame in for it. You really, sorry, I'll hold on to them. Honestly, you really were in indecision whether or not people were going to see that you're sorry. You're in indecision when you're going through that chaotic energy and looking back at all the stuff that you've done and the shame. The story that you were telling yourself prior to this is, you know, you didn't give a shit what people did. Like, you couldn't even see your fault in it at all. Like, you couldn't see that you were at fault at all. But your storytelling, the way that you've had to reflect on this, the amount of grief that you've gone through and shame for the way that you've been treating people, has really triggered you into looking at the way that you tell the story to yourself. It's really made you have to look in deep, and now you're in that reflection of, oh shit, you know, the chaos I've caused others, the pain that you've caused others, the inner chaos. You realize now that the chaos that you've caused others and the grief that you caused others is shameful, and you are ashamed for your actions. And this is when the test is going to come in, because when you approach this test, I wanted to say person, but when this test approaches, you have to come from compassion and understanding that they may still see you in that chaotic energy. And that's what your test is going to be, is beating the assumptions and sticking with it, determination and that's when, you know, indecision, oh, is this the right thing? Should I have done this? Shouldn't I have done this? Should I have done that? And yes, you should have gone through that. You've had to go through this. You've had to go through the grief. You've had to go through the reflecting and the inner chaos that you've caused others. You've had to sit in the pain of the mess that you've caused for others, and you've had to have this reality check of taking a responsibility for your part in it, like how you speak to yourself, the story that you tell. And now you're in that mindset and expansion of, fuck, like, yeah, I did have it. Well, here, look, expansion. You really understand, oh fuck, that that you betrayed people, that this energy was a betrayal to some people, and you've had to sit in their pain, and you understand the pain that you've put them through. Whether or not you got this lesson reflected back to you, and somebody gave you a bit of karma and treated you like you've been treating people, and that's kick-started you in, or this planetary in the last month of July has really brought all of this up. I'm not sure, but you need to ask for forgiveness for yourself. You need to forgive yourself. Maybe you need to ask other people for forgiveness, and you also need a lot of self-love, because love is what you're chasing, and love is your end goal here. Forgiveness and love, but self-love and self-forgiveness here. Maybe there's forgiveness that you want from somebody. Maybe you're going to approach that somebody, and that's when the test comes in. The test of that maybe they won't believe that you've changed. I guess that's just the test that you have to face to keep going through, hey? And that's probably scaring you and putting you into a lot of reflection and sadness. And yeah, your player energy play. You are, as I was saying, you truly are worried that they're going to still see you in that player energy. Attachment. Yeah, you are so worried that they've still got you labelled as this player, that they're not going to see the real you. Yeah, they're going to think any connection that you have, when you do connect, sorry guys, my nose is annoying the shit out of me. When you do connect with this person, you are afraid that they're just gonna, their mindset is purely on that they won't accept that you've changed from this player energy. As again, that's just the test that you have to go through. You really are hoping that they'll see things differently, and you really are truly determined to change this up. I guess you might have to accept that this person might not accept your change, and maybe that's also a part of the test, is letting this person go, or letting this situation go and calling in new energies of people that maybe you've never had, or energies you've never had before, and, you know, re-establishing yourself that way. Just understand that whoever you're trying to connect with may not want this new beginning. Like, you're striving for a new beginning and you're hoping for a new beginning, but just understand that if this person is not willing to let go of the attachment of that you're a player, that you need to forgive yourself, understand where they come from, forgive them, and move on to find new love. You can't keep hanging on to this because some people are going to give you the opportunity to prove it, and others will not. They're just going to shut you down straight away. So again, that will come into grief and reflection and an acceptance of the test that you're about to come through, and maybe accepting it is the end goal here for this test. Maybe this test is someone that you've got to close out and move on, and accept that they're not going to accept your change. I think that might be it, guys. They're not thrown out anymore. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're trying to tell you, yeah? That this test is, again, it keeps coming up with the player energy, that maybe you truly have to accept that this person isn't going to accept your change, or won't believe in the change, and maybe that's closing that out is the test. But I do feel that you'll still move on from this, and you'll get through your darkening through to the other side, because you're really exactly. So learn from pain. Pain is a catalyst for change. Allow it to lead you to deeper wisdom and growth. And that's exactly what you've gone through. You've had to sit in that person's pain and in this pain and realize just what you've caused them, and understand that moving on, learn from the pain. Like, as I said, this person may not be willing to accept who you are now, or who you're trying to be now. Okay. Okay, so you've got 2 cards of karmic here. Heal parent-child karma. So, oh, it's got complete goosebumps. Was there some kind of interference, or a parent or somebody interfered with this? Or lessons that you're learning, maybe one of your parents were very egotistical and that's where you picked it up from? Or, yeah, maybe it's like a father. I feel like it's a father situation here. Maybe you're very much like your father, but you want to change that, like the karmic loop, the lessons. See the karmic reflection. Every person you meet reflects something within yourself. Learn from what they mirror back to you. Yep. So just keep mindful that when you hit this test, if they reflect back to you, no, it's time to move on. It's reflecting back to you, it's time for you to let go of this lesson, to understand the damage that you have done, and that person isn't willing to go down that road again, whether or not you've changed or not. And it's time to embrace your healing here. You have to heal from however this pans out. Healing journey, not a destination. Trust the process. You know, every step brings you closer to peace. So yeah, whatever this test is and whatever it's asking you to close out, stick with it, accept it and stick with it. Remember to stick in that strength and honesty, and your truth will set you free. You know, you've done a lot of work on yourself. That's very, very apparent. And you are full of determination here to push through this darkening and get to the other side. But you have to understand whether or not the person or connection that you're trying to show that you've changed or that you want to reach out to doesn't accept it, then so be it. Don't let that set you back on your journey, because I've got the strong feeling that this energy that maybe you're stuck on needs to be closed out. And that's part of the lesson here, is to accept the chaos and damage and grief that you've caused, and accept that, you know, this test coming, maybe they're not going to accept your changes, and that's okay. That's okay. They can move forward in their life and you can move forward on yours and find the love that you deserve. Yeah, your player energy has stopped working because you've evolved. The old you has changed. It's that simple. Some people are going to believe it and some people are not going to believe it. It's that simple. But you have evolved from your player energy into wanting the steady foundation here. Fear built it, truth ended it. Yep. So maybe you're just that player because, you know, you never thought you were good enough for a relationship or the permanency of, you know, that solid foundation. Maybe you weren't ready and you're always just stuck in the player energy because you're stuck in fear, but you can't deny it anymore that that's done. You're actually done with that player energy. It's stopped working for you. You know that it's stopped working for you because you've evolved. You no longer want to be that. You're like, fucking no, I'm done. I'm actually done with this dynamic of being a player. I'm sick of the pain that you cause people. You're sick of the emptiness it causes you. I don't know why I grabbed these. I'm not sure why. I don't really think it's relevant, really. See if anything comes out, but I'm not sure why I grabbed them. Okay. So when you close out this lesson, you will find someone, and you will bring someone in that makes your heart flutter. It will give you the love that you're looking for. You will come in and find this love. This love will come in. Beautiful. You just need to close out your other lesson first. You need to have your test and close out that energy and make room for whatever's coming in. Whatever that energy and the universe is, you know, whatever your threads are pulling in. Yeah, fill up your cup, which is what you've been doing. You've been filling up you by making these changes and realizing your wrongs, and you are filling up your cup because you want to bring in the new love, and you realize with that is self-love is the first thing off the chopping block that you've got to do. Ground from the root, which you've been doing. You've been realigning, accepting, moving out old energies and moving into the new. You've been grounding up. Maybe you have been doing a bit of chakra work, or maybe you've just been out in nature a lot. Well, this one, please, Spirit. And remember to, when you give this test, to stay grounded, yeah? It's very important when you go through this test that you stay rooted, because, as I said, things may unravel not the way that you expect. So it's really important that you stay grounded and remember to fill up your cup. You don't want energy in your life anyway that, you know, that doesn't believe you, or you don't want any mistrusting energy in your life anyway. Like if they're not willing to let go of the pain of the past and see the changes that you've made now. You could be a Gemini. That's Gemini. Then you don't want that energy in your life anyway, because you're trying to be on the up and up and you're determined. You're going through this darkening. So you could be a Scorpio or a Virgo. Okay, what have we got here? Initials, tell me. Okay. Oh, we got them everywhere here. Okay, so initials A, Z, L, X, A, R, S, R, a lot of R's, and Q. You're definitely being protected. Don't doubt this journey. Don't doubt the changes you've made. Oh, you're shitting me. It just goes to prove the universe knows that how much you have changed, and that it's okay to close out loops of people that don't think you have, because what's the one word that come out? And the one word that was really important before, family, foundation, family, building that family. So that's exactly where you're at. So no matter what the lesson, no matter what comes your way through this person, or the energies, like the test, I should say, no matter what the test, you've got this. No matter what the test, you've got this. Remember, if people aren't willing, maybe this is something you should address before the full moon. I feel an urgency with this for some reason. Maybe address it before the 29th, because the full moon is bringing and releasing. You want to release this, so maybe this is something that needs to happen sooner rather than later, so you can just move on from it and continue on along your path, if that's the way that it all pans out. Beautiful. Stay determined, stay focused, and remember, if you get triggered, to stay in stillness and don't fall into the anger trap or anything like that. Just come with compassion and understanding, and just reflect back on the pain and the grief that you've caused this person, and understand why they may or may not instantly feel like what you're saying is true, and then navigate your energy from there. All right, guys, best of luck, and as I said, stay determined.